Hello, good morning. This is Bernaid Flournoy, and I want to welcome you into my studio. Is Bob here? Yes, Bob is always right there. And I have to see what other really cool art dolls they have out there. If you know of any, please let me know. You can visit my website, thepaintedpost.com. Get in the contact us section, let us know, or let us know in the comments. Now, I'm sounding like froggy this morning. It's fall. The season is changing, and the allergies. Well, anyway, you know what this stuff is like. If you are a woman of a certain age, okay? Listen, I am in here and I am ready to continue the work. Like I said, this is 65-pound index card paper. Let me pop over here to you. I am loving what is going on. It gets a little wrinkly, but I think it's better than the 24-pound. And like I said, if you don't have any wax on here, you could put this between two sheets of paper and don't steam it. Just hit it with a little hot iron. And I iron some of my kids' artwork at school. And you don't want to do it long. And then I'll flatten it out. You could throw it in a frame just like this. It's still wonderful. So come on, join me while we finish up our Cowgirl Gnome. How adorable is that? I've been wanting to do a gnome series for probably about 3 years. And you put things off and you get started on other things. I even have my paint cam ready. What? There it is. What? There it is. Let me see if I can flip it. I've been successful with having the paint cam go first. Let me see. There we go. I'd much rather you see the paint cam. We're missing one more light here. Hold on. There we go. That really does help. Did we plug in? I forgot that I got this new contraption, but I haven't. We're going to work that out because then I'm going to add my mic back over here. I took my mic off because the computer mic is actually pretty good. All right. Here we go. Let's get started. How you doing? It's Wednesday. All right. I think we're going to try to come up with something a little new and different. We're always trying to grow and change. Here we go. We've got our water. We've been working with this water for a while. I just keep adding more. I'm going to add a little bit more because yesterday I was fighting with the water level. I couldn't see it. And I like to know where it is because sometimes I just need to dip just the tip of the brush in instead of dipping it all the way up to the metal. But I'm going all the way down to the metal to highlight, hydrate the purple. All right. So let's see what other color I'm going to do. A little bit of black. So I'm just going to run my brush across there to get it going. Now we could go in here and illustrate a little bit more on the boot, and we will. Let me make sure I don't have too much water. I really just want mainly paint right here. I think this is our last day for this one. But we work until it's done. Now, I'm thinking maybe my next setup, I might be able to keep the paint on my right side. But the only downside about that is you won't be able to see it. Okay, I still have a little bit too much water. I just kind of want to illustrate with the paint. All right. I'm going to let that just soak in just like that. Okay, hopefully this will be a little bit darker. Now, some of these little detailed areas, you might want to handle that with colored pencil. but we're just going to try to be a purist today, and that's okay. Let's see if we could just, all right. See if we can get a little bit more violet on this heel. Now, I may have a little bit too much in there now. I like the way this is illustrating out here. So let me get a little bit closer and I will show you what we're talking about. Okay. You see that? Now you could do that with a little colored pencil, but we're in here working with this brush. All right. Let me see about, there we go. We are in here working, and we're just working with the straight purple that's there. There we go. And we're going to keep going. I'm going to add a little bit more purple to the lips. And I could go in here with a little bit of black, a little bit of blue. Now, you could also purchase, artist watercolors. I'm just working with what I normally would use with our kiddos in the classroom, and we have a good time with it. So you might sacrifice a little bit of, what do you call it? A little bit of quality, because these are not fine art colors, but you'll have a good time. But you definitely can invest in better quality. There we go. For fun, and you're just getting started and you're not sure if you really want to get into this thing, then start with a little less, and then you could add a little more. All right, let's see if we can go ahead and add a little bit more pigment here right up underneath this hat. And I'm going to talk about value right quick: light, medium, and dark. That's what we're talking about at school. We are looking at Alma Thomas's artwork, and we're talking about light, medium, and dark, as well as our color wheel, warm and cool. Let me show you the before the neck, and I should have shown you before the face, right up underneath that brim. Let me show you. Listen, I gotta stop and go turn this furnace off. I have to turn this furnace off. There was a time when my willing worker was here, okay? I would shout, I would put the mic on mute and shout out a directive. Hey, can you turn that off? And it actually does mess with the internet connection. Why? I don't know. I am enjoying shading this with a little paint right on the tip of my brush. Okay, just go ahead and knock that on that. All right, so look at that. That starts to make it a little richer. Let me get a little bit more water on the tip, get a little bit more paint, and I'm coming over here on the side. Okay. Just to add a little bit more. Now, see, this makes me want to just take my time and continue on through tomorrow and not rush. I'm going to come right up underneath here. And come on the side of this nose right here. All right. making things a little richer. All right, you see that? And we are not rushing this. I love it. Now you can call it a day, but I'm over here living my best life, going live, inviting you in here. I enjoy it so much. So now, talk about a little bit of my membership that's coming up. And I'm excited to offer that. So we will have a little bit of this kind of painting going on in there. Look at that. That is so much fun. That extra brown on there made it a little richer. Okay, so now we're just going to go ahead and do this hair. And I think we will make a complete statement. Let me show you the boot again. Now that it has started to soak in. All right, now let me also show you the reference. Okay, now in the reference, it's a little warmer. I can maybe go back and add, but you see it's there. It depends on which way the light is going. I think this is a total, excuse me, complete statement in itself. Let's go ahead and add. All right. We just went straight black. And I'm just using the tip. Now, when you are painting, you do have to be aware of how much water is in your brush. Now, I am running out of the paint pigment, but I'm going to see if I can lift some of it up here because I had a little bit too much here. And I probably should have gone in with some grays as opposed to that straight black, but we're going in straight black right here. And I probably could mix in some brown to warm it up. Okay. Let me grab just a little bit of water on the tip. Now I can see it. I added a little bit more water in my water bowl. Because when you get your little routine together, unless it's not working, then you work with what works. All right. That's going to be the same with you when you get started working with something that's a little different. Now, listen. Let me come back up over here because that's actually making it a little bit bigger for you. Okay. Now let me go on in here and I'm just taking my time. I need just a wee bit more water. And then even if you have paint on your brush and it's a little bit too much water, you can maybe touch the side of your napkin. Not the tip, because you still want to maintain as much paint. You want to touch the fibers of the brush on the napkin to absorb some of that water out. Now, some paint definitely will come out, but yeah, most of it you want to hold on to. But you want to stay in control. So if it's too much water, you better get rid of it. Otherwise, you may be sorry. So I'm using the very tip of this brush, but I do not have enough water. So I just barely touch the tip. Almost had a little bit too much water, but I'm delivering it over here real fast. Let me get a little bit more water right here. Now I want this to just kind of wash on out. Because that black is really intense and strong. But there's no gelatin in there. If there is, it just may be very minor, but I do not feel that little jelly pull when I like I feel when I'm using the green or the violet. So I don't know. I may have to reach out to Praying and say, hey, here we are. We over here painting with the people. All right. So I'm lifting some of that up and I'm bringing that down here because I have a little bit too much there. You can't see the little braid definition, and that's okay. But since it's there, let's make sure we could see it. And I made a mistake and got on that earring a little bit. That's all right. It happens. So I think we'll be able to finish this up. Let's see. Yep. We still have a few minutes. And I'm on Eastern time here. Now we went right outside the line there, but that's okay. So here we go. This is what's happening. I am excited about what's going on. I'm gonna let that soak in and dry for just a moment. Let's add our reference back. And you remember the other day I had this reference picture there. I like that. Okay, so and it depends on which way the studio light is. Here it looks a little bit washed out because of the strong lights there. It's a little bit warmer than what it appears, but that's okay. Now we could go even darker with the face. We went, let's see. Yes, we went a little darker up underneath the brim and up underneath the neck. Okay. And remember, this is watercolor, so the paper is white, so that's going to shine through. We can make, because this is tempera. Let me stop lying. I said watercolor. We're using the tempera paint like watercolor. Now I even like some of the shading going on around the hat here. I can make it a little bit richer. Let's see here. I still have a little bit of black in my brush. I'm going to go up underneath here. Oop, now that might be a little bit too much, y'all. See what I'm talking about? You just get to going. And now I'm lifting up that purple because the purple sits on top and it doesn't like soak up in there. Now I'm not happy about that. So we got to go back over here, get our purple, add this over here. Get a little bit more water. So we have to paint this whole section because I couldn't leave well enough alone. But sometimes painting that section out really does help everything else. But I don't like the thickness of the purple. But that's okay. And I'm just slowly just brushing it out to fade it out right here a little bit. Okay, so that made it a little darker on that side. So we're not upset about that. We're going to take a little bit of what we have in our brush and we're just going to go right here. Let me get a little bit more purple. And I wish I could pick up a little bit more of that black, but I'm not going to paint everything out. We're just going to add a little bit of accent here and there. Okay. Just a few little touches, and we're going to wrap this up. We're going to give you a little change back from your time. All right, we're coming right on back. I am doing the wrong thing. I have to click, unclick, click, 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 unclick. Things are a little different. They're making some improvements. Maybe I missed the webinar, okay? But I'm like, listen, how many more times do I need to click? But it's okay. All right? It's okay because it's giving me what I need. So here is our cowgirl gnome. I am so excited. She is adorable. And she's part of a whole series. Okay. And I think instead of rushing through one, I may just paint live until, we're finished. It might be one day, depending on the design. And I like the little small ones, but I do like the large ones too. But these are just a little bite-sized paint pop, okay? Where you just get in here and enjoy the process. All right. I enjoy painting these. So thank you so much for coming in. It is almost 7 and we're getting on off of here. I want you to have an amazing day. Make it great. Get that mindset together. Get that heart together. Ask God to clean it out, refresh you, renew you. Grace and mercy new every day. Okay. So I have to make sure as it's new for me, I spread it out. All right. So, some people want to try to make you have a bad day. Okay. Not over here. All right. I don't know if you saw my Facebook page, my personal one, Brene Bogan Flournoy. I put on there, there's a YouTube video. I think I saw it on YouTube where it's like these two football players. One is being interviewed. Another one is walking by, just hyping them up. Just the music is going. And the guy stopped the interview and they were just dancing to James Brown. And there was no competition. They obviously had on 2 different jerseys, but they're celebrating each other. And hey, let's do that in real life, for real. All right. Peace to you. Have an amazing rest of your day. Do something that makes your heart smile, heart come alive. Do something that makes someone else smile today too. Okay. Peace to you. Spread some art joy.